Perhaps what unites us today here is the profound sadness and grief we felt on that July 1st, 2020, during COVID confinement, when we heard our dear Hormoz Hekmat had abandoned us forever. What made his loss even more unbearable was the fact that we could not attend the memorial service and pay our respect. We all knew that the loss was not only for friends and family. We knew Iran had lost one of his indispensable and irreplaceable sons. We really knew that Iran could not afford the luxury of losing people like Hormoz Hekmat, a son who loved her for her and not for himself, a son who served her discreetly with humility without expecting anything from her. I owe the honor and privilege of knowing Hormoz to my dear friend Azar Nafisi. It was Azar who introduced me to one of Iran's leading women's rights defenders, Miss Mahnaz Afkhami. It was during a visit to Miss Afkhami that I met Dr. Hekmat at the Bunyad Mutaliat, Iran. Ever since my sister Roya and I founded the Abdorrahman Boroumand Center for the Promotion of Human Rights and Democracy in Iran, we benefited from Dr. Hekmat's support and encouragement. And at some point in 2008, when we went to Hormoz for advice, seeing our desperation for finding a capable translator, Hormoz volunteered to help us. He wrote to me, as I have mentioned it before, for me, translating works as a therapeutic hobby, but please don't quote me on that. This was Hormoz, transforming a favor he was doing to you into a favor you were doing to him. Hormoz John, I am betraying you today, but I couldn't help sharing with all those who admired and loved you the joy and honor we felt to benefit from your active support. Thenceforth, the simple acquaintance with Hormoz Hekmat developed into a strong friendship. On our side, it was blessed with the discovery of a man with an impressive culture, knowledge, and rare moral fiber and humility, to which I must add a subtle sense of humor that made a delightful experience of our work correspondence. I have kept these emails and hold them dear. Today, I would like to share some of them with you, which is why this eulogy is primarily in English. We used to correspond in English, and I wanted Hormoz's voice to resonate directly today, safeguarding it from being lost in translation. God forbid, my translation. Before doing so, I would like us to hear in Farsi what Hormoz had to say about the Iranians' struggle for freedom and democracy. It was 11 years ago, in 2012, on the occasion of the anniversary of the Constitutional Revolution. It is still acutely relevant. Quote, پس از 30 سال سرکوب و حق‌کشی و آزادی ستیزی و ویرانگری به نظر می‌رسد که امروز مردم ایران مصمم‌تر، هوشیارتر و آماده‌تر از همیشه دلیرانه به راه تحقق آرمان‌های دیرینه خود گام نهاده‌اند. در این میان باید به ویژه در برابر نسل امروز زنان ایران سر تحسین فرود آورد که نماد بارز آزادی‌خواهی و حق‌پروری‌اند. آنان فرزندان همان مادرانی هستند که در سراسر سده گذشته گام به گام به پیش رفتند و شالوده‌های آزادی خود و برابری با مردان را ریختند. باید این واقعیت را پذیرفت که هر گامی زنان ایران برای تحقق حقوق خیش برمی‌دارند، گامی در راه تأمین حقوق و آزادی همه ایرانیان است. اما این اراده معطوف به پیروزی منحصر به زنان نیست. در ذهن و ضمیر جوانان و دانشجویان ایران نیز جا گرفته است. هیچگاه در تاریخ معاصر ایران نسل جوان چنین آگاه و دانسته به طلبیدن آزادی و حقوق خویش برنخواسته بود. آنچه این همت و اراده زنان، جوانان و دانشجویان و دانش آموختگان ایران را ویژگی نوین می‌بخشد، هوشیاری و پختگی و واقع بینی سیاسی آنان است. برخلاف پیشینیان خود، شیفته هیچ مسلک و مسحور هیچ مذهبی نیستند. در عین آرمانگرایی واقع بینند و سیاست را به عنوان هنر امکانات می‌شناسند و نه وسیله رسیدن به آرمان شهر. در یک سخن، بسیاری از مردم ایران آب دیده در کوره سوزانی که اجتناب پذیرترین انقلاب تاریخ برایشان فراهم آورد، به حقوق و آزادی‌های مسلم خود و به منافع و مصالح وطن آگاهتر و به برپایی نظامی که والاترین آرزوهایشان را برآورده کند مصمم‌تر شدند. اجازه دهید در اینجا به مقدمه این سخنان بازگردم و به قرائن گوناگونی اشاره کنم که معین داوری مثبت نسل کنونی نسبت به انقلاب مشروطیت و به ویژه دستاوردهای ماندگار دوران پهلوی است. در پایان بیفایده نمی‌دانم که چند نکته‌ای را درباره بحث دیرینه‌ای مطرح کنم که در مورد قالب نظام آینده همچنان در جریان است. برای من هنوز منطق و ضرورت تأکید بر این قالب روشن نیست. چرا باید نظام جمهوری یا پادشاهی را در مورد ایجاد یک حکومت سکولار و دموکراتیک در تنافر و تضاد با یکدیگر قرار داد؟ به ویژه در زمانی که اولویت نخست برای مردم ایران توجه و تأکید بر پیکار با نظام کنونی و یافتن راه‌های انحلال و سقوط آن است؟ چرا باید تأکید بر قالب و پوسته و ظاهر نظام آینده ایران باشد و نه بر ارزش‌ها و ساختارهایی که گواه بر فطرت و ماهیت این حکومتند؟ این سؤال هرمز حکمت هنوز از فراسوی مرگ عقل و وجدان ما را به چالش می‌کشد. او و به طور سیستماتیک سعی در خاموش کردن صداهایی دارند که چون صدای هرمز حکمت بر این اولویت اصرار دارند. Because he truly believed in uniting around universal principles of human rights and dignity, Hormoz Hekmat, an admirer of the Pahlavi dynasty, accepted to translate a legal report our center had commissioned on the massacre of communist and mujahid prisoners in 1988. And here is one of his remarks about this report. Quote, "I must let you know that in my second reading, I have found his legal political narrative provides the reader with a most dramatic and searing picture of the unending brutality that engulfed so many Iran's innocent children and their relatives in the prime of their lives. In fact, at times I felt tears welling up in my eyes, and I am sure it had nothing to do with my soft heart." End quote. The introduction to his recently graduated son Farid was another of Hormoz's gift to our center. Farid joined our team for a short while. As a young jurist, he worked on several projects with us. One was a legal analysis of Iran's election system falsely presented by the Islamic Republic's lobby abroad as democratic or semi-democratic. Farid's legal analysis highlighted the totally unfair and unfree nature of the Islamic Republic's electoral system. Another of Farid's projects was the legal project and analysis of the bombing of Amia Jewish Center in Argentina by the Islamic regime. Farid brilliantly argued that this bombing was a crime against humanity. His was the first comprehensive report on this bombing in English language. Hormoz accepted to translate both reports in Farsi. I cannot stress enough how proud he was of his son's work, but his characteristic humility would only allow him to say, quote, "Yes, I have received the latest versions of Farid's magnum opus and begun to translate it. I hope I will be I will be able to control my rage when I come across gross error of facts or interpretation." End quote. When his translation was completed, I asked Dr. Hekmat if he wanted his name to be published as the translator. Here is his response, quote, "Yes, of course, provided that you also insert a note that the sole responsibility for errors of facts and legal analysis rests with the writers and not the translator of the article." This sentence was followed by, "Well, on second thought, please disregard my suggestion. I still need Farid to call me Dad." Allow me to end my eulogy with another of Hormoz's missives. During our collaboration, I was in Paris, so we had different time zones. In one of my emails, I informed Hormoz that I wouldn't be available in the evening since I was going to see The Marriage of Figaro at the opera. He wrote back, "I hope that Marriage of Figaro metamorphosed into Zahr. What else do you expect us, hardworking members of the proletariat, I include Roya in the ranks too, to say when informed of the aristocratic entertainment allotted to those who are able to immerse themselves in the incomparable pleasures of Paris? Nevertheless, I wish you the best of times wherever you happen to be, Hormoz." Dearest Hormoz, I wish you knew how much we all miss you, and more tragically, how much Iran misses you. Thank you.